Hey, what's up, YouTube family and friends? It's the Bad Wolf. All right, so doing a little something here in the morning. Um, Relaxing. It's a nice day. It's a little hot, but we're gonna enjoy this, and we're gonna bring you that knowledge that you guys are looking for. All right, so including myself, still kind of on the hunt for this, but I've gotten a lot more information than I think some people out there, and there's been a lot of back and forth stuff on this whole passport issue, U.S. Non-U.S. national, American national, whatever. So when you go and apply and you get your passport, if you've done it correctly, you should get at least 3 stars. Okay. Now everyone's wondering, like, what's the difference between 1s, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that they have on there. I've called the agencies. I've wrote them letters. One lady gave me the private number to their, location where they actually issue them. I haven't heard anything back. I think it's a security thing. They don't want people to know about their rights and freedoms and what the actual stars or asterisks, which is what they call them in the internal agency, are. So whether they refer to them as stars or asterisks, they're the same thing, but at least the lady I spoke to referred to them as asterisks. I even had her pull out her own passport, and she looked at it, and she was like, oh yeah, I do have a couple on mine. She's like, I never really noticed that I even had them on there. So that just goes to show that, some people aren't aware of even what they have going on. Anyway, she was really nice. She tried to help me out as much as she could, but she couldn't find any information. So I wrote the agency, and I called some numbers, left some messages. None of them have gotten back. So like I said, it's a security thing from what I've been able to find, but it does indicate your status as far as where you are, as far as how they recognize you. All right, so I've seen other people on there, oh, they don't mean anything. It's just if you have it, you'll be, detained at the airport, or you can't go to China or whatever else, blah, blah, blah. Okay, most of that stuff is all bogus. They don't know. Here's what I was able to find out from what I pieced together. All right, so I'm reading lots of posts about people asking questions and things about it, and I'll just get to the chase. If you have 1 or 2 stars, okay, or asterisks, everything I've seen on there means typically that you came from somewhere outside of the United States. So you were born in the Philippines, or you were born in, Paraguay or wherever. Okay, you came here and you got your nationality. Okay, your U.S. citizenship. So either you were like a resident alien. You weren't born officially to start off with in the United States. You came here and got it, or you got your passport through them. They granted it. Whatever it is, basically 1 or 2 stars or asterisks basically means that you're, and I don't mean to say it like this, but low priority. You're not recognized high on the food chain as far as what they're concerned. All right. If you fill out your passport the correct way, you should get a minimum of 3 stars, which recognizing that you are saying that I am a non-U.S. national is what they're currently calling it. They've changed the name over certain periods of times just to kind of throw people off and to, basically screw you up. Okay, but it's the same thing. Basically, it means that you are a United States of America Republic citizen. Okay, so you are not a U.S. citizen. You're recognizing that you are in the outside of their jurisdiction, basically, at 3. Okay, so but 3 stars or 3 asterisks really means that you're a non-U.S. national, but you're still basically on the red list, meaning as long as you don't, continue to stack up like major situations and be a problem or whatever else, they're supposed to move you over to 4 stars, but sometimes they don't. Okay, so that's kind of been one of the issues I've been seeing lately. And so you're a non-U.S. national at 3 asterisks, but so you're entitled to all the rights and the freedoms that you have, but you have to live accordingly. It does also mean that you should stop utilizing their benefits. Withdraw yourself from the Social Security system. Stop using the zip code. Stop using anything, using their words, their terminology. Stop, saying, oh, yes, I reside in the state of whatever, or, stop using these things. Stop using like, I'm a driver, no, you're a traveler, you travel, So that's 3. When you get to the 4th star, they fully recognize you as a non-U.S. national. Everything is, good to go. You've got complete, you're on the list, basically the do not detain list, by, like Yusuf El said. The 5th asterisk is, I haven't seen, well, couple people, I should say, on a couple Facebook groups show that they had it on theirs, and I asked them what they did, and basically they said they filled out the information exactly how Yusuf El said. Okay. Now, some other things I seen on there said that they, these were only given out to like generals or high elite status people who can show that they've got, what is it? Like your royalty, or that you're a noble, or that you're whatever from another country that happens to, also be a non-U.S. national here, which would kind of make sense. But so between the 4th and the 5th one, it's not 100% clear, but from what I've been able to see, like I said, I applied for mine. The only thing I didn't do on mine was I didn't put UCC 1-308 over my signature when I originally sent it in, and I had my previous passport. In the video with Yusuf El, he says that you should use your real birth certificate and sign the UCC 1-308 over it. I didn't do that, so I got 3 stars on mine. That might have been the difference, because other people I talked to said that's what they did, and they got at least 4. And like I said, some other people said they did the exact same thing and got 5. So 3 seems to be the bare minimum to be a non-U.S. national. 4 is, I believe, after you've gone from being on the red list, which is the middle ground, which is the 3 asterisks, to the 4. So 4 probably means that you're good to go. You're not red listed or anything. So 3, 4, and 5, you're definitely on the list, it seems like. But 4 is probably where you really want to be. I have most recently sent mine back in under the guise of doing a well, they didn't put my middle name on there, which I want on there, so I did a name change. And if you do a name change in less than a year or 5 years, I think, of having it, they will redo it for free. So I wanted them to spell out my entire name, so I sent in my birth certificate, redid the form as per their instructions on the travel Department of Travel's website, and put UCC 1-308 on there. If you aren't familiar with what that is, look up UCC codes and laws, look up that specific one. It used to be UCC 1-207, then they changed it to UCC 1-308. So get familiar with what that is and what it all means. And so I did those things. Now I'm waiting. It's been about a month now. So any day, hopefully I should get that back. Everything should be corrected. And if they updated my passport card, then I should have that information on there, and I will bring it to you guys. Now, I did notice on the booklets, they don't have the stars on there or asterisks on there anymore. So I think that people are getting wise to what these stars represent, and I think they're phasing them out so that when you get yours, you don't know where you are. And so they're kind of splitting hairs here. So be aware of that. Be aware of that possible change. So I'm also I have also gotten my dual citizenship with Ladonia.org, and there you can actually sign up to be nobility or whatever else for like $25. So what I might do is when I re-update it, I might update my status with them and then see if that changes my status on my card as well. I'm already a citizen of theirs, and I've already moved my car from being U.S. I sold it basically to myself as a citizen in that country, which removes my car out of their jurisdiction. So these are all little things that I think you guys can do to help yourselves out. Keep your paperwork in your car. I have a binder of everything in there. I've got copies in my car in a binder and copies in my house. So hopefully this helps out some people out there on the path. So once again, 1 or 2, you're basically just outside. And if you've come from the outside in, I don't think you can really become a non-U.S. National because you weren't born here. Being born here means you have the rights of all the 50 states. So if you're not from here and you come here and become a citizen, I don't think that they'll let you get there. I think that's why they give you the 1 or the 2 stars. If you're born in the United States of America, in any of the 50 states, I think you can do it. Because if you're born in the U.S., like Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, or like Samoa or Puerto Rico, one of the outlying territories of the U.S., I don't think they will let you get those statuses because you're not in U.S. You weren't born in the United States of America, technically. I know it might sound like semantics, but these are the facts. You know, they play these games, so know the game. Don't just use the words. From there, you're 3-star. You're on the red list, but you're still a non-U.S. national. 4th, you're off the pending list, and you're onto the do not detain list. And 5th is definitely do not detain, and you're up at the upper elite level, probably in like a notary, you know, notable level of status. So that's about it, guys. Hopefully this helps some people. Continue to put the information out there, and talk to you guys later.